Hey folks, Bill here from Survival War. I'm coming back today with another survival kit video. This one was a request from an Instagram follower. They put this request in a few weeks ago, so I finally got around to getting to it. This is kind of in the spirit of the Morskansky 2 kilo survival kit. Just the kind of that's the inspiration. It's not based off. It's not going to be mirrored what he carried. This is my take on what this person was asking. They wanted a 1 pound inclusive survival kit. I understand there's only so much you can do with 1 pound. That does limit you pretty well, but we wanted to make sure we had all the basics covered to the extent we can without foregoing the most important parts of a survival kit. So keep that in mind when we go over this. With this kit, I will have links. They were specific. They wanted things that you could buy on Amazon, because some of my kits have stuff that you just can't get anymore or are really hard to get in stock sometimes. So I wanted to make sure what I put in this kit, you were able to go to Amazon and buy it. And I'll have a link to each of the products in the video description. So we'll have that. And if you have any questions about it, like always, please drop your comments below. I love hearing any feedback you guys may have for me, critiques, whatever it may be. So we'll get into this. So this is a 1 pound survival kit. Let me grab my scale real quick. So we got that here. We'll get it fired up. So the one caveat to this kit, it would be 1 pound. The issue is the knife I was going to include here, I can't find it, and I know it's here somewhere at the house, and I don't want to buy another one. But it would weigh in to make this kit right at 1 pound or just over 16 ounces. The knife in here makes it a little bit heavier. It weighs about 3 ounces more than the other one does. So that's why this one right here comes in at just under 19 ounces. So keep that in mind. With the right knife, the one that, when I bring the other one out, I'll show you. It has all the same functions and everything. It's just a little bit smaller. So it would be right in at 16 ounces, or just over, excuse me. And there we go. We're right at 19 ounces with the bigger knife. So had the knives been switched out and I could find that other one, we would be at no problem. So bust into this, remove the scale. So initially the kit itself is a Toaks 750 milliliter titanium pot. Has the cover here, and the cover is actually part of the kit for this, because when you, we'll come back to that, so we'll set that over here. So inside the kit, we'll go with the container first. We want the Toaks because it is titanium, so it is much lighter than a stainless steel or even aluminum. We want this because it has a lid, a bail, and butterfly handles. And it also has a tab there that will stand up on its own, so you can lift that off when it's boiling water easily. And it also has the drainage holes here. So having this, it gives us many options with that container. If you need to char something, you can even use this container to char material for downline if this would become a long-term situation. So keep that in mind. Opening up the kit, we'll set the lid off to the side here. First thing we have on top is a roll of duct tape. Numerous uses, guys. You've seen all the videos people put out. You can use this as a fire starter, gear repair, first aid. This foregoes band-aids and stuff. So we have a small roll of duct tape. Next up, we have cordage. This is the only cordage in the kit. This is about 12 foot of 550 cord. So we have the outer strand and the 7 inner strands. The way I measure this, it's just 2 arm lengths. So as Moore's described, you just take tip to tip finger, doubled it up, and that's what this is. This is going to give us enough for our shelter and anything else we want to do with this kit. So we have cordage. And in a kit like this, I always want to go with orange. You'll see that more. Every kind of cordage, if you have the option, go orange, because if you need, you can also cut up that outer strand, use it as a breadcrumb trail if you're going somewhere. Orange in the wild is also something that sticks out, so it's a good signaling tool too. So we'll break into this. We'll go with the knife first. The knife in this kit is the Victorinox Forester. The knife I would put in this kit to get it to 2 pounds is the Victorinox Camper. It comes in at like 1.6 ounces. The Forester, I believe, is 4.6, so that's where we get the weight difference. The Camper is also smaller, but it has the main tools, the awl, the knife, and the saw, which are the most important tools on the Swiss Army knife for this kit. So this is just a stand-in for the Victorinox Camper. That gives us our cutting tool, so anything we need to craft, cut, start fires with, build shelter with, we have the saw, the blade, and the awl. It gives us all of our options with that. Next up, we want the flashlight. Again, you guys have seen this, and this is one of my older ones. It's kind of beat up. It's one of those Coast AAA LED flashlights. These are inexpensive, reliable, and they just work. So we have that for our candling device in here. Next up in this kit, because this kit is not, it is a minimalist kit, so it's not geared towards people who don't have an idea of what they're doing in the woods. This kit requires some skill to make do. So with that said, we have a compass in this kit. It's a baseplate compass. You may not have a map, but if you have a general idea of where you're at, you can use the compass to find your cardinal directions. And say you know there is a road that's due south of you, it'll let you navigate towards that road. So we have that in here. This is going to give you options. Assuming you can use a compass and you know how to navigate with it, it gives you the options. This is just a inexpensive, not cheap, just inexpensive Brunton baseplate compass. Brunton, Silva, Sunto, and even Sun Company now all produce quality compasses. So something this size or even smaller, ideally we could even go smaller. There are companies like True North, they're harder to get, but they have smaller button compasses. There are some smaller ones, but this is what I had on hand, so this is what we went with for this kit. You could replace that with something smaller. The issue when you go smaller is sometimes it's less inclined to be as accurate, so keep that in mind. Next up, as always, these guys are always going to be fixtures in my kit. We have a StarFlash micro signal mirror and the Vargo titanium signal whistle. A key part of any survival kit is being able to signal for help. If you're not ambulatory, you get hurt, and you're stationary, you want to have something that will let you reach beyond your arm's length and signal to people that you are there. So remember, 3 sets of 3 blasts on the whistle, and then using the mirror, you can flash people miles away. So both of those items let you draw attention to yourself, and with this necklace here that's connected to those, you can connect your compass to it and carry it around your neck. That way you have them with you at all times. So we have those. Next up, we did not go with a ferro rod in this kit. We went with a Bic lighter. So with this, we wanted a guaranteed flame. We wanted the ability to start a fire quickly. This isn't our only fire starting here. That's why we went with a Bic, because you don't have to rely on it. If something happens, you do have a backup. So we'll get to that when we break into here a little more. Next up, we have an SOL XL Heat Sheets emergency blanket. This is the standard emergency blanket you're going to see in all my kits. It's about 5x7. These are the more durable SOL blankets. They don't just shred like the normal Mylar ones of old days. This one you can, if you get a hole in it, you can use the duct tape to patch it, to repair it, and to make the cornice stronger whenever you put a button or toggle in there, and use your cordage to tie those off to make a shelter. So we have that, the SOL XL Heat Sheets as your shelter and cover. Next up, something I put in here that a lot of kits I don't regularly see. So this is what's known as an Alok sack. This is just a heavy-duty Ziploc waterproof bag. The brand is Alok sack, ALOKSAK, I believe. These are waterproof bags. I use these on a lot of different pieces of kit. You can see right there, a lock sack. I have this in here for the ability to hold water once you boil it in your pot. Having the ability to not just boil water but to store it is a great resource in a survival situation, and one that I think is often overlooked when people just have a pot. So that's why I have the dry bags in other kits. In this kit, we went with something I could fold up a little smaller, so we went with the lock sack. This is the equivalent of a 1 gallon bag, um, with the watertight and airtight seal. So we'll set that right here. The last two items in the pot are a sleeve of hooks. We have always want to have a way to procure food if we have to, in case it would turn into a long-term situation. So between the hooks and the inner strands of this, it'll let you put together an improvised fishing rod. So we have the Eagle Claw. Those are 6 number 8 hooks. You could go smaller depending, or larger depending where you're at. Around here, an 8's going to get just about everything you need done in this area. And the last thing in the pot is a Fresnel lens. This one's from Adventure Survival Equipment. This gives us a backup fire starter in case something happens to our Bic. It's not perfect, but as long as you can find some sun, may not be immediate, but you will be able to get a fire going with this. They're simple to use. Do practice with them. These are not foolproof. It does take a little bit of skill to get that down. So we have our other fire starter. And to circle back to the last piece of the kit, when we use this pot and we have to go to the creek or we find a draw with water, what I do and have done in the past is simple. You don't have to carry a bandana or anything, which most people should have on them. You put that cover over, you dip, and that gives you a pre-filter for your water. I love that Toaks provides these sleeves with their most of their pots and cups, because it is a good tool when utilized in that fashion. So with that, I wanted to show you guys, give you an idea. We see the pot here. There's not much size reference for it, so I wanted to show you a couple of things to give you an idea of how big that pot is, to be sure. This is a 40-ounce clean canteen. So you can see it's about half the height of the clean canteen. You can fit the clean canteen down in there. So this is a relatively small kit, and especially weighing in at 1 pound, it is a very formidable and capable kit. Another item for a size comparison, this is a 5x7 steel nylon tarp by Integral Designs, and you can see it is even larger. It's larger than the pot, so this is a compact pot. So this is a kit that can be thrown in a backpack, a cargo pocket, even a hoodie pocket, whatever it may be. You're going for a walk, and you just want to go quickly. You're not planning on staying, but you have everything here in case something happens. Again, you can get by with this even without the most practiced and formidable skills, but it does help with fire, sheltercraft, to get out and practice your skills. This isn't just having the gear alone won't save you. This kit is basic and minimalist, so you do need to have some requisite skills to use it, especially with navigation. Being able to know where you're at and how to navigate away from there is key. With that, if you guys want to see more videos like this, keep the recommendations coming. I have a couple more quest videos we're going to do, but this was one I thought I could knock out pretty quick and give you guys a good idea. So I want to thank everybody. My last video blew up again. Thank you guys. I really appreciate the support I'm getting in the comments. I love the talks we have in the comments. That's one of my favorite things about doing this. I love the interaction and the conversations we're able to have. If there's something you think we should have in here that I don't, please comment below. But I do think keeping this at the size it is and coming in at a pound. Remember, we have to switch this out for the Victorinox camper to get it at that 1 pound mark. To keep it at that weight, I think this covers most, if not all, of our basics, and is a capable kit that can last you in a situation. The fact that we can fit it into a 750 milliliter pot and it's a pound is I think pretty amazing. With the quality of the gear you get now, you can get some really compact stuff that just lasts. with titanium and the more technologically advanced plastics we're having, lightweight gear is becoming more prevalent and more easier to obtain. So we can shrink these kits down and keep their capabilities as high as they've ever been. So with that, guys, I thank you. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it shows me that people are watching and they appreciate the videos. So thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, again, drop them down and we'll get through them. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you soon.